Set coordinates for Chocolate City, and phases set on party zone. You can party all night long. You can party all night long. All night long. You can dance till you drop. Come on, let's fly. Sit back, relax, close your eyes. Gonna take a trip beyond the wildest skies. Acceleration into hyperspace. Gonna represent for the whole human race. When the first one's out, pioneer. No need to worry, let go fish. We're on a mission to spread the vibe. Let's get lost in space and come alive. Lost in time, don't know where we're going 'cause we lost our mind. Lost in space, lost in time, don't know where we're headed. Just enjoy the ride. Do what you wanna, we'll make it through. I'll show you purpose, guys, in a silver moon. Gonna take you to another galaxy. Take my hand, lady, feel my gravity. No rules to follow, no plan to take. We'll get there somehow, make no mistake. System malfunction, that's okay. That's how we live it, 'cause we're lost in space. Lost in time, don't know where we're going 'cause we lost our mind. Lost in space, lost in time, don't know where we're headed. Just enjoy the ride. Lost in space, don't know where we're going 'cause we lost our mind. Lost in space, lost in time, don't know where we're headed. Just enjoy the ride. We're lost in space. Don't know where we're going, but we'll get there. Don't you wanna come along? Come on, let's fly. Don't know where we're going 'cause we lost our mind. Lost in space, lost in time, lost in time. Don't you wanna go with me? Lost in time, don't know where we're going 'cause we lost our mind. Don't you wanna go? Lost in space, y'all. Come on, get on board. And I kinda like it. Lost in space, lost in time. Come on, y'all. Lost in space. Really don't care. Don't you wanna go?
Hi, my name is Derek Conyer. This is the Derek Conyer Experience once again. It's Wednesday. We declared 2020 that we would share more and give more. And this is my narrative. This is my wall. I get a chance to just be me. Get some stuff off my chest. Clear my mind. Clear my heart. So that's just, you know, who knows? Get a chance to be open and transparent about it. Well, anyway, the subject today is incubation period. Seasons. So we'll start with that. Seasons. Everything here has a season. You, me, the grass we walk on, everything, including the caterpillar. And during this evolution, hopefully each thing that's on this same schedule is progressing, and it may not look that way, but when a butterfly is before a butterfly becomes a full butterfly, it's crawling on the ground, and then it's finally cocooning, and it has its gestation period. And gestation means incubation. They're just about to full bloom into something beautiful. Everything, like I said before, here has seasons, and most people are not aware of their season. And if you read about it, and if you're a man of faith or a woman of faith, you know that everything is built on seasons. We look at Moses' life, for example. What happened with Moses' life, how he spent 40 years in Egypt, and then 40 years getting Egypt out of him, and on the backside of a mountain, working on the small details. Small details, small details. So sometimes we stumble, sometimes we fall. These are details. Some of the things that can only be learned from a fall. I got that. Some of the stuff that I've learned was one of the best lessons I've ever had was when I had to learn the hard way. And normally that's the way it is. It's important to learn. So gestation and incubation. It says in the Bible, if I read it correctly, in Ecclesiastics, that he has made everything beautiful in its time, right? Ecclesiastics 3:11. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Everything is running on this clock. So one of the things about me is that if you catch me right when I was younger, so if I met you a little younger and I done something that acted crazy, most people judge you without knowing this point. They judge you on where you are now. So people change. People change, metamorph, change. Things happen. But you can't judge a person on where they're walking and where they are at this particular time. So I personally apologize if I've done anything that offended you along the way. I'm growing. With that being said, we're all growing. We're all growing. A lot of people, what's detrimental to one's health is to look backwards. I've seen a lot of people who live in we're all going through something. First of all, let's get off my chest. We're all going through something. The problem is that some people park right there and they fold it up and they don't even live no more. They're done. They're totally done. So they're totally done. Done with life. And they keep looking back. You can't grow, progress. You can't go anywhere like this. So I've seen a lot of that. So for me, I like to see people move forward. I'm moving forward. So gestation and incubation period. So with these seasons comes massive amount of learning in the beginning. Then you get to a place where you struggle with what you've learned. It gets tested. And that's the incubation period, where you get tested. Nobody sees you. It's a character building spot right there, space right there. One's character begins to be built during this incubation period. And to be quite honest, it won't even pop up until everybody can see it until it's perfected. This is how God works. 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 And I believe in this. So for everything, there's a season. And a time for every purpose under the heavens or under the sun. Everything has a season. What season are you in? I mean, we're all in seasons. And we know none of us can be critical of each other. None of us. We can be more transparent and try to help each other out. But people are so puffed up and so full of shame and the pride of life and all of that. So, most of the time when you say, how you doing? People say, hey, I'm doing well. And most of the time they're not. Because I figure if I tell you something, you go gossip and tell somebody else. So during this incubation period is where all of this wisdom comes together of knowing who you are. If by chance you are that child of a blessing, you get a chance to actually full bloom and to be quite honest, God's not going to get you out there until you're full blown. I understand that period. So a lot of these things are character building things. You know, how can you build your character if you don't go through something? It's just the way it is. So everything that you've been through, everything that I've been through, everything that you've been through, it's leading somewhere. We won't know until the end, but it's leading somewhere. A lot of lessons learned, and the thing is that if you pick the bags up and keep on pressing forward, then you get to the outcome and the income. But a lot of people looking back, man, ain't going nowhere. So this can be an issue. I've seen it in myself. So I've learned from that, of course, and I've seen many people with great potential never get anywhere, because they get stuck in the incubation and give up and quit. I'm gonna press on. I have no choice. I have no choice but to press on. I think the more information you know, the tougher it makes for you to just act like you don't see and be ignorant. So, I mean, everybody's looking for bloom, but nobody wants to actually be buried in the ground. Going through the tough times, and when coming up and the wind blowing, and building your legs and building your endurance for life. I mean, this is like anything else, like a plant. Same thing. It's building. You're building. We're building. Getting to that bloom. If you don't give up, you'll get to that bloom. The full bloom season where, hey, everybody wants to see it. Everybody wants to touch it. Everybody wants to love it. But nobody wants to love you when you're not there. So we're all trying to get there. Let's just keep that in mind. And this is where empathy and compassion comes in. We all trying to get there. A lot of us compete with each other instead of trying to help each other out, but that's just the way life is. So for me, incubation period has a lot to do with these seasons, because it's a very vital season, I think, that we're in. We're in a vital season. Humanity can go forward, or we can continue to go backwards like we've done over the past 4 years. So I think it's incubation period for black people in general. Because if it wasn't for Donald Trump bringing this to our attention and making this really important to us, and actually start digging up some of the stuff that happened, and start talking about this thing again, and start turning the wheel again, and start saying, hey, maybe it's time to change a few laws. Maybe it's time to acknowledge what we did to these black people. Maybe it's time to get paid properly, and so everybody have a foot to stand on. We're in incubation. I mean, it's been maybe several other years of incubation, but it's time now to rectify things. I think we're in incubation, and I think some real things are going to happen, and it's going to prove that humanity is beautiful. Listen, love wins in the end. That's just the way I see it. I'm helping that way. I'm optimistic. I'm hoping you're doing the same thing. I'm going to stay optimistic about that, because I think it's important. We're in incubation period, where you can either go left or go right. You got to choose. Okay, you've already chose love at the box. But now we know that there's half the population who ain't saying nothing, who are racist. Hey, that happens. But I think we can get over that hump, because now we got to come to the table and we have to actually talk. And more than anything, black people are actually now starting to try to look out for one another. If anything happened out of that. So sometimes out of turmoil, some great things can happen. Some great things are happening. I believe they're discussing reparations. I think the worst is over. I hope. Let's just say that. And I'm hoping that love wins. And I hope to be a part of it. You know. It's amazing to see what could possibly happen and the potential of what could happen. But right while we're in incubation period, it could be some real shifty stuff going on, right? It could get worse before it gets better. But I've got hope. I got hope that we're going to go forward, and we're looking towards the light, and more things are happening, and more positive things are going to happen, and people really take this reset and what life's meaning is more serious because of this reset, and because the whole world is up in awe and froze. And it's a time to think and reflect on what's important to you, while we all in incubation period, sitting around waiting for this thing to go away. You feel me? So during the incubated period, reset, rethink. This is what I'm doing. So anyway, my time is up. My name is Derek Conyer. Trying to show you some love. I hope I've done that. Hey, I'm here every Wednesday. Holla at me. Holla at your boy. Listen, until then, be good. Huh? Be better than me. Do what you can do when you do it. Peace out.